By the time Olivia Bennett's convoy shut down every road surrounding Buckingham Palace, 3 aristocratic women were already crying in the restroom trying to figure out whether screenshots of their private group chat could be deleted permanently. They could not, and neither could the damage, because only 2 hours earlier, those same women had laughed so loudly at Olivia that even palace staff looked uncomfortable. "She's not coming tonight?" Lady Victoria Ashford asked with visible delight, swirling champagne inside a crystal glass. Prince Alexander said nothing. "Wrong move." Victoria smiled wider immediately. "How tragic." She continued, "I suppose even Olivia realized there's a difference between dating a prince and surviving royal society." The surrounding aristocrats laughed viciously. One billionaire's wife leaned closer and whispered, greater than honestly, "Thank God. The girl always looked like she wandered into the palace accidentally." More laughter, cold laughter, the kind produced by people who had never once been told no in their entire lives. At the far end of the ballroom, Prince Alexander stood completely frozen, because every word they said was disgusting. And every word was true. According to the image Olivia had carefully allowed the world to believe. Quiet girl from Manchester. Middle-class background. No influential family. No aristocratic pedigree. Just another ordinary woman lucky enough to catch a prince's attention. The royal family hated her for it, especially Queen Margaret. The Queen had spent months trying to erase Olivia politely. Not openly. The monarchy preferred elegant cruelty. Olivia was excluded from state dinners, removed from official photographs, ignored during palace receptions. One royal aide had even referred to her privately as greater than the temporary embarrassment. And tonight was supposed to finalize the separation. Publicly. No invitation. No appearance. No future queen standing beside the prince. The aristocracy was thrilled, without Olivia there. The monarchy suddenly looked pure again. Then Prince Alexander made the mistake that destroyed everything. "She's busy tonight," he said quietly. Victoria laughed immediately. "Doing what?" Another aristocrat smirked. "Filing taxes?" The ballroom erupted. Even a few diplomats smiled awkwardly into their drinks. Alexander's jaw tightened. Because the truth was, even he did not fully understand Olivia's life. She disappeared constantly, took mysterious, international calls, had heads of state saved in her phone under first names only. But every time he asked questions, Olivia simply smiled and changed the subject. And somehow, that mystery made the aristocracy hate her even more. Then the palace lights flickered. Once. Twice. The music stopped abruptly mid-performance. And suddenly, every royal security officer inside Buckingham Palace touched their earpiece simultaneously. The room went still instantly. Because wealthy people recognized. Panicked faster than ordinary people. Then came the sound. Engines. Dozens of them. Loud. Enough to shake the palace windows. Guests rushed toward the balconies overlooking the palace entrance. And what they saw nearly stopped their hearts. An endless line of black armored vehicles flooded the streets surrounding Buckingham Palace. Not luxury cars. Military grade. Diplomatic convoys, police motorcycles, foreign intelligence security teams. Government escort vehicles. The convoy stretched so far into London, traffic that helicopters began circling overhead. One aristocrat whispered, "Greater than dear God." Then the flags became visible. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, France, Singapore, Switzerland, the United Arab Emirates. Entire governments had arrived at Buckingham Palace, unannounced. Inside the ballroom, Queen Margaret finally looked nervous, actually nervous. A senior palace aide rushed toward her so quickly he almost slipped on the marble floor. "Your Majesty," he whispered urgently, "we have a situation." Then came the sentence that changed the atmosphere of the entire monarchy forever. "She's here." The Queen went pale, because suddenly, she understood exactly who Olivia Bennett really was. And worse, she understood what they had done to her. The palace doors opened. Every conversation died immediately. And Olivia Bennett stepped inside Buckingham Palace like she owned it, not arrogantly. That was the terrifying part. She looked calm, controlled, a woman completely aware that the room now belonged to her. She wore a black couture gown so elegant, several aristocratic women recognized it instantly from a private Paris collection unavailable to the public. Emerald diamonds rested against her throat like royalty. But it was not Olivia that shattered the ballroom. It was who entered behind her. Presidents, foreign ministers, Arab royals, billionaire, investors, security advisors. Some of the most powerful people on earth walked into Buckingham Palace following Olivia Bennett in complete silence. Then came the moment that destroyed the aristocracy forever. The Crown Prince of Qatar approached Olivia first and kissed her hand. The ballroom physically gasped, not polite surprise, real shock, because men like him did not publicly lower themselves for ordinary women. "Miss Bennett," he said respectfully, "my father sends his gratitude for saving the negotiations." Nobody breathed, nobody moved, and then the final blow landed. A European diplomat looked directly at Queen Margaret and said, "Without Miss Bennett's intervention last month, 3 national economies would have collapsed." The room shattered psychologically, because suddenly the ordinary girlfriend they mocked all year became something far more dangerous than royalty, untouchable power. Olivia Bennett was the founder of Bennett Global, a $1 trillion infrastructure empire controlling ports, energy pipelines, aviation contracts, and sovereign investment funds across 4 continents. Entire governments depended on her decisions privately. And while the royal family obsessed over bloodlines and etiquette, Olivia quietly became more powerful than the monarchy itself. Lady Victoria Ashford looked physically sick now, because she suddenly remembered every cruel thing she had ever said about Olivia. Every joke, every whisper, every public humiliation. Olivia finally turned toward her slowly and smiled. Not cruelly, worse, sympathetically. Quotes, "You seemed worried earlier," Olivia said softly, "that I might embarrass the royal family." Victoria's lips trembled slightly. I didn't know." Olivia's expression never changed. "That," she replied quietly, "was the entire point." Silence swallowed the ballroom whole, because for the first time that evening, the aristocracy realized they had not been evaluating Olivia Bennett. Olivia Bennett had been evaluating them, and they failed spectacularly. Then came the final humiliation. Queen Margaret herself crossed the ballroom toward Olivia. The same queen who excluded her, ignored her, treated her like an inconvenience, and in front of the entire palace, she apologized publicly. The ballroom nearly collapsed from shock, because monarchs did not apologize ever. But Queen Margaret understood something horrifying in that moment. The monarchy needed Olivia Bennett far more than Olivia Bennett needed the monarchy. 3 days later, leaked reports revealed global markets had surged the morning after Olivia attended Buckingham Palace. 5 weeks later, Lady Victoria quietly vanished from aristocratic social circles entirely. And 6 months later, when Prince Alexander finally married Olivia, world leaders attended the wedding in numbers never before seen in modern royal history. But perhaps the cruelest irony of all was that the royal family spent months trying to hide Olivia Bennett from elite society, only to discover elite society already revolved around her. If you enjoyed this cinematic royal drama filled with hidden power, elite humiliation, and shocking palace reversals, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unforgettable royal stories every week.